Hello students, here I am with model question paper 1 Karnataka Board CE NCERT second PUC mathematics part 1 and part 2 I have discussed 1 mark, 2 mark and 3 mark. Now I am going to do part 3 where I am going to discuss 5 mark questions. Answer any 6 questions. So the first question is check the injectivity and surjectivity of a function from f to r to r. F maps from r to r defined by f of x is 3 minus 4x. It is a bijective function. First you have to check it is an injective and surjective, and then you have to that is a bijective function. Now to prove a injective function, what is injective function? Injective function is 1 function. If the function is satisfied 1 condition, then it is called as injectivity. So what is injectivity? What is 1? Every element of domain should have one and only one image in codomain. If every element of domain have one and only one image in codomain, it says here it's focus on this. One and only one image it should have. If the domain element has one and only one image in codomain, then it is called 1. The second is surjectivity, onto. Surjectivity is also called as onto. What is onto? Every element of codomain should have at least one pre-image. It can have one or more than one pre-image in a domain, then it is called as onto. Now, how to solve the given problem? Here it's given here. It's given f of x is 3 minus 4x, where the function maps from r to r. What is meaning of this r to r? It is nothing but this is x and this replies y. Y also can be f of x. Y is nothing but f of x. So the first one that it says the elements of r is a real number and the elements of y is also a real number. Then moving on with the solution. So f of x is given here. So to prove it is 1, we should take let x1 comma x2 belongs to n. That means then we have to prove the function x1 should be equal to f of x2. They should be equal. Meaning of this is whatever question they have given you, here it is 3 minus 4x is 3 minus 4x. So I have taken here x1 element, here I have taken x2 element. Just take it as whatever is taken, just consider that elements there. Then plus 3 and this 3 get cancelled. So we get minus 4x1 equals minus 4x2. So once more this minus 4 and minus 4 cancel. So we get x1 equals x2. So whenever you prove this x1 equals x2, it means that the function is 1. You should write therefore f is 1. Now to prove it is onto, let y belongs to r implies y is equals to f of x. We will take that y is equals to f of x. Now they have given you the question as y equals 3 minus 4x. Now what you have to do to prove onto is we have to change the formula in terms of x. That is 3 minus 4x is y. I'm just interchanging the terms LHS to RHS. Now I want the formula of x. So plus 3 goes other side, becomes minus 3. Then I want only x. So x will be y minus 3 divided by minus 4. So I want only x. So x is minus 4. Just take it to the numerator. So divided by the term in the numerator. Now so x will become y minus y plus 3 divided by 4. It implies that x is positive. I'll write first, negative I'll send to the second place. Therefore the value of x is 3 minus y divided by 4. So this is our x value. Now we should write always this after finding x value, x formula, such that f of x is f of x value, what we got, 3 minus y divided by 4. 3 minus y divided by 4. In place of x I am replacing the answer whatever I found it. Now you can see here we have a formula where f of x is 3 minus 4x. Now f of x is this formula. So wherever we have x, we should replace this value in the question formula. Wherever we have x, we should replace this value because our x changes to this value. So we will just try to solve. It will be 3 minus 4, that is 3 minus y divided by 5. After finding the x value, we should substitute in the formula. So here 3 minus this 4 and 4 get cancelled. So we get 3 into 3 minus y. If I remove the bracket, it becomes minus 3, minus into minus plus y. Once again you can see 3 and 3 get cancelled. Positive 3, negative 3 cancel, and we get the value as y. Therefore f is onto. You have to just prove that f of y is equals to f of x is equals to y, means it is onto. Hence it is injective, that is 1 and surjective, that is onto. Now what is the meaning of bijective? A function is said to be bijective function when it is both 1 and onto. Both 1 and onto. If the function is 1 and onto, then it is called bijective. So there is a definition to, just you can learn that definition. Therefore we can conclude that it is bijective function. Since we have proved it is 1 and onto, we can write that, conclude that the function is bijective function. So now question number 40. If A is 1, 2, minus 3, 5, 0, 2, 1, minus 1, 1, and B is 3, minus 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 0, 3, and C is 4, 1, 2, 0, 3, 2, 1, minus 2, 3, then compute A plus B and B minus C. First you should find A plus B and then B minus C. Also verify that after finding this, A plus B minus C equals A plus B minus C. We have to prove the associative property. So here given solution is A is 1, 2, 3 minus 3, 5, 0, 2, 1 minus 1, 1, and B and C is already given. So first what we have to prove? We have to prove it is A plus B. We have to add A and B. So how you should add? First with first element, 1 plus 2 is 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 1. Positive number is greater. Minus 3, 2 is minus 1 because negative number is greater. 5 minus 4 is 1. 0 minus, 0. Yeah, it is 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. Minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Then 4 plus 5 plus 4 is 9. Then 0 plus 2 is 2. Then 0 plus 5 is 7. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. Minus 1 plus 0 is minus 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So we got A plus B. Now after finding A plus B, we have to find B minus C. What is B minus C? We have to do subtraction. 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is minus 1 because this side is minus. Then minus 1 will be minus 2. Same sign we should add. Then plus 2 minus 2 will become 0. Then next line, 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 3 will be minus 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. 0 minus of minus will become plus. Certainly 2. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we found the value of B minus C. Now we have to prove what? Associative property. To prove associative property, I will take LHS as A plus B minus C. Now A, write it as it is, this plus sign as it is, and then B minus C, we have find the answer. Just write the answer. Minus 1 minus 2 0. Then we got 4 minus 1 3. Then 1 2 and 0. Then we have to add this term, whatever we have got. So here 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. Minus 3, 0 is minus 3. 5 plus 4 is 9. 0 minus 1 is minus 1. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. Minus 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So call this as equation 1 or side 1. LHS. Now RHS, we got the answer. A plus B minus C is, A plus B we got the answer as 4 1 minus 1. 9 2 7. 3 minus 1 4. So what we have to do? We have to subtract them. So by subtracting 1 minus 1 will get 0. So 1 minus 1 is again 0. Minus 1 minus 2. This minus we have to consider inside. So minus 1 minus 2 will be minus 3. Then 9 minus 0 is 9. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. Minus 1 minus of minus 2 is plus 2. Minus 1 plus 2 is 1. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. So this is your RHS. Now we have proved that LHS is equals to RHS. Therefore A plus B minus C is equals to A plus B minus C. You can write if you from 1 and 41. Solve the system of equations by matrix method. So to solve this system of equation by matrix method, they've given the equations. Take those equations as equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Now after writing the equations, what you have to do is, you have to find the matrix A, matrix X and matrix B. What is matrix X? Matrix X is nothing but it is a coefficient of X. Those are the coefficient of X. If there is no coefficient, it is considered to be 1. So it will be 2, 1, 3. 3 minus 2, no number, it is 1. So it will be 3 minus 2 minus 1. Then 1 and minus 2. This is your matrix X. Then what is your matrix A? Matrix A is your 2, 3, 3, 1 minus 2, 1, 3 minus 1 minus 2. What is your matrix X? X is nothing but X, Y, Z. Then what is matrix B? Matrix B is nothing but the LHS of these equations. So it will be 5, 4 and 5 minus 4 and 3. Now till you find this A, X and B, you will get 1 mark in your exam paper. Then next, moving on to the next one, we have that A into matrix X is equals to B. Now we want X, so X will be matrix A goes other side, become matrix, that is A inverse of B. Now we have to find A inverse of B. What is A inverse? A inverse is 1 by mod A into adjoined A into B. So we have to find the value of X. To find the value of X, we have to find 3 things. First you will find determinant of A, then you will find adjoint of A, and the answer will be multiplied with the matrix B. So we will start with the first step. We will find determinant of A. How to find determinant of A? You will take plus, minus, plus to find the determinant. So it will be plus, the first digit you will take. As you take the first digit, that row and that column will not be considered. So it will be plus 2, and whatever answer is left out, you will cross multiply to find the determinants. That will be minus of minus will be plus, 2 2s are 4. Then minus always common, minus of, minus into plus is minus 1. So this is for the first term. Then going on with the second term, when you take 3, that is minus 3, you will leave that row and that column. So other terms will be considered cross multiplication. That is minus 2 minus of 3 ones are 3. Then moving on to the next. Then next one you will take the third element, that is plus 3. You will leave those column, row and that column will be neglected. So the left out term you will cross multiply. So it will be plus 3 into minus 1 minus of 3 2s are 6 minus 6. So solving this we get 2, 4 minus into minus is plus 1, minus 3, minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, plus 3, minus 1, minus into minus is plus, and this is 6. So you get 2 into 5 minus 3 into minus 5 plus 3 into 5. So it is 2 5s are 10, minus into minus become plus, 3 5s are 15 plus 3 5s are 15. So total answer we get it as 40, which mod A is equals to 40. Means therefore mod A does not equal to, it is a singular matrix. Whenever you get some answer, it is a non-singular matrix. So yeah, mod A is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0 and you get some answer, then therefore A inverse exists. If suppose the answer is 0, there will be no A inverse. Okay, whenever mod A is any answer we get, that is mod A is not equal to 0, at that time we can find A inverse. If suppose mod A is 0, then we cannot find A inverse for that particular matrix. So now we got some answers, so we have A inverse. Now to find A inverse, we have to first find the coefficient of the matrix and adjoin matrix of A. Now what is this? This is nothing but, first you draw this big determinant and then you write plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus for these determinants. Now just consider, take 3. So that row and that column is, you have already done this. So what we are going to do is, when I am taking that 2, that row and that column I am not going to consider. So whatever is remaining, I will be writing that as it is. Minus 2, 1, minus 1, minus 2. Minus 2, 1, minus 1, minus 2. Then next, if I take 3, if I am taking 3, so I will get 1, 1, 3, minus 2. So it is 1, 1, 3, minus 2. Then you will take the next one as, if I am taking 3, that row and that column will not be considered. So 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Similar to that, you will be selecting second row, first column, first element. So if I am taking this, it will be 3, 3, minus 1, minus 2, 3, 3, minus 1, minus 2. Same way you will be getting 2, 3, 3, minus 2, and then 2, 3, 3, minus 1. And that last row, if you take, consider last row, we get, if I am taking 3, that is 3, 3, minus 2, 1. So it is 3, 3, minus 2 and 1. And then you have 2, 3, 1, 1. And then you get 2, 3, 1, 2. So yeah, to get adjoint here, you have to simplify these terms. You have to get the answer. So I'll just do it here itself. So to make you simple, or if you want, you can do one more step. Then to find the cofactor of A, you will take it as plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus, and then you find the determinant of each term. That is, minus into minus is plus, 2 2s are 4, 4. Then minus of minus is plus 1. So find the next one. Minus 2 of minus 3, minus 2 minus 3, then it is minus 1 plus 6. Then if you find, it is minus 6 plus 3, then minus 4 minus 9, then minus 2 minus 9, 3 plus 6, 2 minus 3, minus 4 minus 3. It is going to multiply those terms. Here if I take 3 ones are 3, minus of minus is plus, 3 2s are 6. So 3 plus 6, I have written it here. So same way you will be finding determinant of all the terms. Now further, plus 5, 4 plus 1 is 5, so it is 5 plus 5 Minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. Minus of minus is plus. You get answer as 5. Then next you have plus 6 minus 1. If you have different sign, you should subtract. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So it will be 5. Then second line, minus 3 is minus 3. Minus of minus become plus. So it will be 3. Then minus 9 minus 4 is 13. That is minus 13. Then minus 9 minus 2 is minus 11. Minus of minus become plus 11. Then third line, 6 plus 3 is 9. Then 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus of minus will be plus 1. Minus 4 minus 3 will be minus 7. So this is your cofactor of A. After finding the cofactor of A, you should convert rows into column to get adjoint of A, adjacent of A. You have to convert rows into columns. So it will become 5, 5, 5. Second row into second column, 3 minus 13 and 11. Then third row, 9, 1 and minus 7. So this is our adjoint A. So we have to find A inverse. We have to find A. Then to find A inverse, we have already found A determinant of A, adjoint of A. So determinant of A we got 40. Then adjoint A is, we got 5. 5, 5, 5, 3, minus 13, 11, 9, 1, minus 7. Now, what we have to do is, we have to multiply that A inverse with B. So, we'll write that same thing here, 40. Then A inverse is 5, 5, 5, 3, minus 13, 11, 9, 1, minus 7. Then B is, we wrote in the beginning, that is 5, minus 4 and 3. Now, we have to find x, y, z, that is x is equals to A inverse into B. X is A inverse of B. So we have written A inverse and then we are multiplying it with B. So to do this multiplication, you will take first row and multiply with column. That is 5 5s are 5 5s are 25. First element with first element. So here 5 5s are 25. Finally plus into minus is minus. 3 4s are 12. Second term with second term. Then third term multiply with third term. No sign if it is plus. Plus into plus is plus. 9 3s are 27. The next row, second row, first column, 5 5s are 25. You have to write it in the second row, 25. Minus into minus is plus. 13 4s is 52. Then plus into minus, plus into plus is plus. 3 1s are 3. Then next one, third row with the column, 5 5s are 25. Then 11 minus, plus into minus is minus. 11 4s are 44. Minus into plus is minus. 7 3s are 21. So now you have to simplify this. That will be plus 24 plus 25. It will be 52. 52 minus 12 is 40. So here it is 40. Then 25 plus 50 60, it is 50 plus 20 70, 70 plus 10 is 80, then 40 plus 20 is 60, 60 plus 4 plus 1 is 5, 60 plus 5 is 65, minus 25 is 40, minus 40, because the bigger number is a minus. Then divide it, we get 40 by 40, 80 by 40, and then 40 by minus 40 by 40. So therefore the answer is x, y, z. Answer is 1, 2 and minus 1. So the value of x, y and z is x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2 and z is equals to minus 1. The final answer for the given matrix. System of linear, that is system of matrix. Solving the solution for the system of matrix. Then moving on with the 42 question. If y is equals to tan inverse of x whole square, show that 1 plus x square whole square y2 plus 2x into 1 plus x square y1 is equals to 2. So whatever they have given, you just take that as y is equals to tan inverse of x square. So now we shall consider that to be y. Now what we have to do is differentiate with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x, we get dy by dx is, first you will differentiate per power. So if I have the formula x square, differentiation is 2x. That is, you are using the formula x power n, that will be nx n minus 1 formula for differentiation. Now applying the same formula, I get 2 of, in place of x I have tan inverse. So write the tan inverse as it is, tan inverse of x. Now we have 2x, in place of x whatever term we got, we have to differentiate that once again. So it will be d by dx of tan inverse of x. That is chain rule we are doing here. Then here dy by dx can be written as y1. That will be 2 times of tan inverse of x. Now what is the differentiation of tan inverse? That is 1 by 1 plus x square. 1 by 1 plus x square. So here we get y1. Multiply this denominator other side, it will become 1 y1 into 1 plus x square is 2 times of tan inverse of x. So now differentiate this once more. Differentiating with respect to x, both sides. Why we are doing the differentiation once again? Because we want y2. So here both the sides we get. Here we will be using product rule. So product rule will be first term as it is, differentiation of second term. A constant is 0, x square will be 2x. Then plus differentiation of first term will be y2, second term will be as it is, equals 2 times of tan inverse of x differentiation is 1 by 1 plus x square. Now we get 2xy1 plus 1 plus x square y2 is 2 by 1 plus x2. Now multiply by 1 plus x square both sides. If you multiply this, you get 2 into x into a 1 plus x square y1 plus 1 plus x square whole square y2 is 2. Rearranging with the terms of power, y2 will come first. So it will be 1 plus x square y2 then plus 2x into 1 plus x square y1 equals 2. So this is what they have asked in the question. So we have proved the solution for the given equation of differential equations. Hope you understood. So this is the proof. Now next question is, the length x of the rectangle is decreasing at the rate of 3 centimeter per minute, and the width y is increasing at the rate of 2 centimeter per minute. When x is 10 centimeter and y is 6 centimeter, find the rate of change of the perimeter of the rectangle and the area of the rectangle. So here we have a rectangle. This is the length and this is the width of the rectangle. Let x be the length and y be the breadth. That breadth, or you can write even width of the rectangle. Then they have given that there is a change in the length. Change means d by dx is nothing but rate of change of length is decreasing, means minus sign you will consider, minus 3 centimeter per minute, and rate of change, the change in the width is 2 centimeter per minute. And they have given what? They have given x is equals to 10 centimeter, y is equals to 6 centimeter. Now perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times of x plus y is the formula. Now differentiate with respect to x both sides. We get, that will be dp by dt. Here we are going to differentiate with respect to not t, it is not x, it is t, because we are it is rate of change of time. So totally dp by dt is 2 times of dx by dt plus dy by dt. Now we have the values for dx and dy. Substituting those values, we get dx by dt is minus 3 and dy by dt is plus 2. So minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. So we get the answer as minus 2. Now what we found, this is nothing but it's centimeter per minute. You can write, therefore perimeter, since it is minus, you can write perimeter is decreasing. If it was positive, you will write it is increasing. The perimeter is decreasing at the dp by dt at the rate of 2 centimeter per minute. So this way you will calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Moving on with the area of the rectangle. For area of rectangle, we have a formula. A is equals to xy. Again differentiate with respect to t, because it is changing with respect to time t, both sides we get, here it is product rule, so it will be dA by dt, first term as it is, differentiation of second term, plus differentiation of first term, differentiation of x is 1, second term as it is. So we get dA by dt as x into dy by dt plus y. We know the values of these terms, x, dy, dt and plus y, by substituting this. X is 10. It is here dx by dt, not 1. It is respect to t. So it will be dx by dt itself. So here by substituting the method formula values, we get 10 into 2 plus 6 into minus 3. So 10 2s is 20 minus 6 3s are 18. If you are differentiating with respect to x, dx and dx get cancelled, we get 1. But in our case, we are differentiating with respect to t. So it will be d. So the answer will be 20 minus 18 is 2. So here dA by dt is 2 centimeter square per minute. Therefore, you can write area is increasing. It is positive value, so you will write area is increasing. Area is increasing at the rate of 2 centimeters square per minute. So that's your answer. Moving on with the 44th question. Find the integral of 1 by root of a square minus x square with respect to x and hence evaluate. They are asking you to find the property and then you have to, using that property, you are going to solve the problem given. So here it's given 1 by root of a square minus x square dx. Whenever you get constant square minus variable square, you will take x as a sin theta. Then differentiate this with respect to t. Differentiating with respect to theta. Whatever we have the other side, we will be differentiating with respect to that. Both sides. We get dx by d theta is a constant as it is. Differentiation of sine is cos theta. Now dx will be, this theta you send other side, it will become a cos theta d theta. Now along with this you have to find the other one here, that is we should find theta value. What will be theta here? A x by a is equals to sin theta. That implies theta is sine inverse of x by a. So we want theta value, so we will just find theta from the given problem, that is x equals a sin theta. So a goes at the side becomes division sin theta, then theta will be sine inverse of x by a. Now substituting these values in the question, we get a square right as it is minus x is x we are taking as a sin theta, so it will be a sin theta theta whole square. Then we have here dx. Here we have in the question dx. Our dx becomes a cos theta d theta. Now this is your problem. Now what we are going to do is a cos theta d theta, keep it as it is, divided by, take a common, or you just write one more line, a square is a square sin square theta root. Now you can take a square common. If a square comes out of the root, it becomes a. So this will change as a cos theta d theta divided by a root of 1 minus sin square theta. So this a and a cancel. We get cos theta by root of 1 minus sin square theta d theta. By using the identities, we have the identity, it says that cos theta d theta divided by 1 minus sin square theta is again cos theta. By using the identity, this cos theta cancel, because cos theta equals root of 1 minus sin square theta. By using the identity, we can cancel it. Therefore we get integral of d theta. This integral and differentiation cancel, we get only theta. And here you get plus c. Here it will be plus c. So it will be theta plus c. Now what was the theta we had taken in the beginning? It was sine inverse of x by a. X by a plus c. So the answer is sine inverse of x by a plus c will be the answer for the given property. So here it will be theta plus c, and then this differentiation integration are opposite of each other, so it get cancelled. So theta plus c. Now what is theta we got? We got theta as sine inverse of x by a plus c this. So this is the solution for the property. This is the solution for the property 1 by root of a square minus x square dx. So this is the property of the derivation. Now we have to imply this formula to get the answer. So here we know that 1 by root of a square minus x square is sin inverse of x by a plus c. Now what you are going to do is, they have given evaluate, second part, it is evaluate 1 by root of 9 minus 25 x square, 9 minus 25 x square dx is, now what we have to do is, we can just take as 1 by root of, it is 3 square minus 5x, 5 square x square. But you have to see here, it is variable is independent of the constant. So what we will do, we will take this 5 outside. So it becomes integral of 1 by, if 5 square comes out, it will become root of 5 square and then bracket 3 square minus x square. So here square and root cancel, we get, so here we get that is as integral of 1 by 5 root of 3 square minus x square dx. We have dx here, it is dx. So here by using that formula, this 1 by 5 write it outside. So we have 1 by root of 3 square minus x square dx. So here by using that formula, a becomes 3 and x is x itself. So the formula solution says this 1 by 5 write as it is. The solution is sin inverse of x by a. Our x is x only and a is 3. X by 3 and then plus c. So this is the given solution of the answer. So what is the a is what? Here when I am taking 5 constant, okay, here I have to draw divide by 5 square. It will be divided by 5 square, that is 5 square, 5 by 3 by 5 square, that will be a is 3 by 5. So it will be 3 by 5. Why I had divided by 3? Why I divided? Why I didn't write it as it is? Because 3 is independent of y. When I am taking anything common as division, as multiplication, you have to divide it in the terms of division. When you are taking any term for multiplication as common, the term which does not have that term, for that you have to divide the whole term in the denominator. Okay, so we have 3 by 5 and then it is a is 3 by 5. So x by a is 3 by 5. So it becomes, here 1 by 5 sin inverse of, if it goes fraction goes up, it becomes 5 by 3 and this x-axis is plus c. So this is the solution for integral of dx divided by root of 9 minus 25 x square. Next, using the method of integration, find the area enclosed by the circle x square plus y square equals a square. Now we have a circle and it is enclosed by the area, that is a radius. Radius is a square here. So point A will be 0 to a, that is x-axis will be a and y-axis will be 0. Then if I take here y will be, x-axis will be 0 and y-axis will be a. Now considering this, we have to find the area of the circle. So we can see here, the area of a circle carries 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to write 4 times of, and then you will take the limit as, I am taking x-axis. So it is changing according to x-axis, that is 0 to a. I cannot take to y-axis because if I take 0 to y, this again I can, we can do both the ways, but I am taking it here as x-axis. So here it is 0 to a. The change is from 0 to a. What is changing? X. So it is dx. And what you have to find? You have to find y. If you are writing dx, you will write y. If you are writing dy, you will write x. y is changing with respect to dx. If you are taking here, you can write it as y is changing with respect to x is changing with respect to y. Okay. So now we want to find what is y value. So from here we can get the y value, that is y square is a square minus x square. My plus goes other side, become minus. So y will be root of a square minus x square. So now substitute that in this formula, we get 4 times of 0 to a root of a square minus x. We know that 4 of a to 0, 0 to a root of a square minus x square dx. Integral formula is x by 2 root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x by a. So now substituting this, we get here 4 into x by 2 root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of x by a. Upper limit is a and lower limit is 0. So apply the upper limit minus lower limit for the answer whatever you have got. So upper limit is, keep 4 as it is. Upper limit, wherever you have x we should write a. So it will be a by 2 root of a square minus a square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of a by a. So I have applied upper limit for the whole term, then minus lower limit. Wherever I have x, I'll write it as 0. So it will be 0 by 2 root of a square minus 0 square plus a square by 2 sine inverse of 0. 0 by something is 0, so I'll write it directly 0. So what we did upper limit minus lower limit. After finding upper limit minus lower limit, just simplify. You get 4. The whole term of first term, a square minus a square becomes 0. Then plus a square by 2 sine inverse of a and a get cancelled, you get 1. Upper limit minus lower limit. 0 into something is 0. So here 0 by something is 0 plus again a square by 2 sine inverse of sine 0 is 0. 0 into something is again 0. So you get here 4 times of a square by 2 sine inverse of 1. So here we can cancel this. 2 1s are 2 2s are, so it becomes 2 times of a square into, what is sine formula? It is pi by 2. When is sine 1? When it is 90 degree. So when you are taking it as 90 degree, you get it as pi by 2. So this 2 and 2 cancel. So the answer solution is pi a square is the solution for the given problem. Now next, moving on with the next one, find the general solution of differential equation x dy by dx plus 2y equals x square. Now how to find the general solution? To find the general solution, you have to take x dy by dx plus 2y equals x square. Call that as equation 1. Now you should see that dy by dx should be independent of any variable. So divide both sides of equation 1 by x. We get dy by dx plus 2y by x equals x square by x is x. So we get this. Then the general form of the general solution form, we know that dy by dx plus py equals q. Now compare this equation 2, call this 2 and this 3. Comparing 2 and 3, comparing equation 2 with equation 3, we get, see here, you can see here, in place of p, I have here 2 by x. In place of q I have x. So here p becomes 2 by x and q becomes x. So this is first step of finding a differential, that is general solution. Then second step is, if e power integral of p dx, if it is e power p dx, then substitute the value of p. So you get, it is e integral of p is 2 by x dx. This 2 you take it outside, it becomes e power 2 integral of 1 by x dx. So 1 by x is nothing but log x. Log x. Now whenever power comes, that is n log x, means it can be written as log x to the power of n. The power should be written, the coefficient of log should be made as power of the term in log. So I'll write this as e log of x square. Log and e will be cancelled, so the answer will become x square is the answer for e power integral of p dx. This even you can call it as integral factor, if. This can also be called as if, integral factor. Okay. So now integral factor, third step. The solution, therefore the solution of the given equation is given by y into if integral factor equals integral of q into if dx plus c. So this is the formula, third formula to substitute. Now we got if is what? If we got it as, that was x square equals q, we got it as x, integral of if is again x square dx plus c. Substituting the value of if, q and if again. So I get y x square is integral of x cube dx plus c. Now what is x cube integration? That will be x square is x power 4 divided by 4 plus c. You are using the formula integral of x power n dx is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. The power will be added. We want only y, so we x square is extra here, so divide x square throughout. By dividing x square throughout, we get y equals x square and x4, that will become x square by 4 plus c by x square. This can also be written as, y equals x square by 4. If this x square goes up, it becomes plus c to the c x minus 2. If a denominator goes up, it becomes minus 2. Therefore, this is the solution of differential equation. Then moving on with the 27th problem. Derive the equation of the line in space passing through a given point and parallel to given vector, both in vector and Cartesian form. So to prove this, you are going to prove, they are asking you to find the equation of the line in space through a point and parallel to the vector. There is a point and there is a line which is parallel to the vector. Both you have to find it in vector and Cartesian form. So here if you take a three-dimensional figure, that you get x, y and z. So here there is a point, and here this is moving on to A and B, and this line is a parallel line to the given space. Okay, A and B are the 2 points. So you can just write it that as statement. Let A be the position vector of point A with respect to origin. L be the line passing through R vector. L be the line passing through, and R vector be the position vector. R vector is nothing but position vector of the tentative points which lies on a line capital R. Now AP is parallel to B vector, can be represented as AP vector equals lambda B vector. This is the formula. Okay, to when we want to find that is AP is parallel to B, we can write that as AP vector is equals to lambda B vector. Now to find AP vector, we have to take the position vector as OP minus OA. You will take reverse, P minus A, that is OP, that is the distance from O to P and then from O to A. To find the distance between AP, you are taking it from O to A and O to P. So this will be the distance which you are going to calculate. So it will be OP minus OA lambda B vector. So now we can see here what is OP. OP is R vector and OA is A vector. OP is R vector and OA is A vector. So we write it here. OP is R vector minus A vector is lambda B vector. Now I want only position vector R. So I'll keep R vector as it is. Then A I'll send at the side. It becomes A vector plus lambda B vector. So here this is in the form of is the equation in vector form. So we have found the equation in vector form. Now we have to find in the Cartesian form. To find Cartesian form, you take A as x1, y1, z1, P as x, y, z on the line L, and small a as x1i plus y1j plus z1k. R vector is xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, and B is a I cap plus bj cap plus c k cap. So here by substituting this A, R and A vector, R vector and B vector in the formula, we get R is xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is A vector is x1i plus y1j plus z1k plus this lambda, keep it as it is. B vector is ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. Now xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, let this be x1i plus y1j plus z1k cap, then remove lambda, it will become a lambda i1 plus b lambda j plus c lambda k. So here you get xi cap plus zk cap is take I coefficients. So you get x1 plus a lambda I cap. Then take for y j coefficients, y1 plus b lambda j cap plus z1. Then take a so here z1 c lambda k cap. Take common k cap. Then we get, now comparing I with I coefficients, we get coefficients of I as x is equals to x1 plus a lambda. So we want lambda, so lambda will be x1 plus a lambda is equals to x. A lambda equals x minus x1. Then lambda is x minus x1 divided by a. Similarly, we get for second one y minus y1 divided by b, and lambda for z axis gets z minus z1 divided by c. Therefore, x minus x1 divided by a is equals to y minus y1 divided by b equals z minus z1 divided by c is the Cartesian form of the equation. Then 48th question, probability of solving specific problem independent of a and b are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 respectively. If a is independent and that his value is 1 by 2 and b is 1 by 3, if both try to solve the problem independently, find the probability that the problem is solved, and the second is exactly one of them solves the problem. So here given is P of A. What is P of A? That is P of probability of solving the problem by A. If A is solving the problem, that is given as 1 by 2. That is P of A is 1 by 2. Then P of B is probability of solving the problem by B is B of A. P of B is 1 by 3. So here probability of not problem A dash is probability of not solving the problem by A, that is P of A is A dash is 1 minus P of A, that will be 1 minus P of A is 1 by 2. Then taking LCM we get 2. It goes 2 times, it goes 1 time. 1 goes into 2 times, 2 goes into 1 time. So it will be 2 minus 1, that will be 1 by 2. Then P of A dash is 1 by 2. Same way P of B dash, probability of not solving problem by B is 1 minus P of B. That will be 1 minus P of B was 1 by 3. Taking LCM, cross multiply, 3 ones are 3 minus 1 divided by 3. So P of B dash is 2 by 3. Now Sub question they have given. First sub question is probability of the problem solved. The problem is solved. That will be equal to 1 minus p of none of them is solved. Solve the problem. So here p, the problem is solved. The reverse of that is, the dash of that is 1 minus p, none of them solve the problem. None of them solve the problem is nothing but written as 1 minus p of neither A is solving nor B is solving. So none of them solve the problem will be A dash intersection B dash. Since it is independent variable, we get 1 minus p of A dash p of B dash. Why we are writing this? Because it is independent. It is independent. So here we have the values 1 minus p of A dash is 1 by 2 and p of B dash is 2 by 3. So here multiplying you get 1 minus 2 by 3 2s are 6. Take LCM again, you get 6 minus 2, divide, cross multiply if you have 1 in the denominator, divided by 6, that will be 4 by 6. That is again 2 2s are 2 3s are. The answer is 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 times is the probability. In 3 questions they are not answering 2 questions. They are not solving 2 questions. Then second one. P exactly 1 solves the problem. 1 solves the problem. That can be written as probability A solves the problem and B does not solve the problem, and then B solves the problem, A does not solve the problem. So here we have A is 1 by 2. A is 1 by 2 into P of B dash is 2 by 3 plus P of B is 1 by 3 and P of A dash is 1 by 2. So here it is 2 by 3 2s are 6 plus 1 by 6. If you have same denominator, add the numerator. So it will be 2 plus 1 will be 3. 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are. So it is 1 by 2. Exactly one student solve the problem. Probability is 1 by 2. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with the next part for solving of 10 mark questions. Hope all of you have understood. You practice the problem and do well in your exams. If you like the video, share the video and subscribe it for getting the next part. Thank you.